Gotta keep up.
The best podcast in the world, the Cowboys Collective, Skywalker Steele, Law Nation, and John Machota will be joining us shortly. There was a lot that went on today at the Cowboys world. So, down there at the headquarters. So we'll talk about some of that. But fellas, how you guys doing?
We doing, baby. We doing.
Nice doing it, man.
Glad to be back, man. I watched the show.
Yeah.
Man, it was so much I wanted to talk to y'all about with the game, and I wasn't able to, but it is what it is. I'm back.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back, Sky. It was good, but it wasn't quite the same. You know what I mean, Law? It wasn't quite the same, man. So still, as always, welcome back. There's some news items coming out since we've talked, guys. You need me, Sky? I saw you put the finger up. Still. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was some news items that are coming out. For one, the Deron Bland injury. We got to talk about that and what that means. To Law, Marist. He's supposed to be getting more reps. Matt Eberflus came out and talked about that today. So we'll get into some of that. But this is episode 57.
Yeah.
Who you got, Law? 57.
Wilson. I forgot his first name. D. Wilson, man. He played for us for years back, and we brought him back for a cup of coffee. Scott talking, but we can't hear him.
I think that. Oh, there you go.
Is it Damian Wilson?
Damian Wilson was one.
Yeah, 57.
Who's another 57 chat box?
There was Gifford, I believe, was 57.
Yeah.
I don't know any legendary numbers with 57.
I don't know to me.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? 57.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all can help us out in the chat.
That's an ugly number, Law.
Somebody said Kevin Brunette, Jack Sanborn now.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, Sanborn need to figure out how to feel.
Kevin Burnett. I would rather go with Kevin Burnett.
Burnett. Yeah.
See, this is why I wanted to be here. I actually think Jack Sanborn was fine in the run game. I think where Jack Sanborn issue was athleticism and trying to chase down guys and chase down quarterbacks. I think Murray was the problem in the. I wasn't here to talk about it. Murray was bad, man. Like Murray, I hope Maris Leofau gets on the field. I'm gonna just say that more often.
Hey, still, we got a little time to burn. John will come with what's going on. So we didn't get your take on the game offensively and defensively. Remember, I had a rundown like taking your time. So I know we about to play the Giants and all that, but what are your? You don't have to maybe get long-winded, but just what are a few of your thoughts? I like what you're saying about Murray. Murray just wasn't good on tape to me. What else did you see?
Especially on number 95, man. Help us out, man. Help me out.
Number Clark.
Yeah. I want to hear your thoughts.
Man, Clark looked like everything you want him to be. We've wanted out of that position for how many years, man? Jason,
15, 20 years.
Yeah, I mean for a long time.
Jay
Ratliff, Ratliff type. He. I'm sitting here. Oh, look, man, I don't want to go too far. All right,
go far, Sky. Go
for it.
I'm watching the Giants, right, and I'm watching Big 97. And if I just take my glasses off, clean them a little bit. I'm like, is that 95 for the Cowboys? Because he was looking that good to me, man. He was strong at the point of attack. Obviously, he has that get off. He can disengage. He has that know-how I talk about all the time. You can just tell when guys know how to play the run or know how to rush the pass, whatever. He was as advertised, man. Him and Olsen next to each other are going to be a problem all year. So I think he was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was nice to see knockback. For those of you who don't know what that means, just as the game goes on, you see those guards getting popped back.
Yeah.
And them playing with hands and controlling it. Still for me, every time I hear Clark talk, I love it more and more and more. Just he's good for this team. So that's a good, with Murray, I said this guy, and I want your thoughts. You can see why he's been on 3 teams. Instincts are just, and that was what was said in the offseason, and it reared its ugly head. Law, his instincts just, man.
And more than that, he wasn't a physical player downhill. Like we went way too many years dealing with this type of sidestepping. He was a lateral player, and this is what I mean, Law, about Jack. Go watch these two. Again, Jack, we've tied this conversation, Foots. Jack ain't gonna beat you with athleticism. Jack's gonna beat you with the instincts, with the getting downhill and things like that, but not with the athleticism. Watch how his first step is downhill. Even if he gets downhill and has to get sideways, and watch Kenneth Murray, if he going sideways immediately. There was a couple reps where it's like, bro, if you just shoot, you play, and instead of it, being 3-4, it now is 6-8. Yeah, and it was just frustrating. He did that so much in that game. Now, when he shot, you saw he made a play here and there, right? But it was far too often he wasn't doing that. He was sidestepping, didn't want the contact with the blockers, and just, I'm cool. If that's how he's going to play, this is why I think he needed to play in the preseason, because we would have seen this.
Yeah, and get that notion of saying, okay, this is who he is, and then get that responsibility. You got hooked to flat, and he thinking flat all the way.
He got lost in the sauce a few times too. Yeah.
So it's wild, man. And Murray, he only had a spoonful of reps, man, even in training camp. So I didn't get a beat on him at all because he was banged up and he had the baby or what have you. So
I know that's a good point, Law. Yeah,
we're seeing the full things of what Murray
now seeing him to know that they bubble wrapped him is like, what made y'all think that was okay? Yeah.
Can I be honest with y'all?
His hit all off season was on Ferguson, right? The hit in the back. I'm not trying to be crass, but she's. But go ahead.
It's one of those things like with the new CBA and how these guys practice linebacker and running back, bro. You're not gonna see what you need to see. Because I mean, just me personally, I was pleasantly surprised with Javonte Williams, but you're not gonna see that when you're thudding, when you're tagging off. You kind of see them hit the hole, but you're like, oh, he doesn't look as bursty as Miles. But what Javonte does bring is physicalness. He always falls forward. He's great in pass pro. What you didn't see with Murray, you probably saw him out there getting to his drops. He's an athlete. That's what he can do. But the play that stands out for me was you're letting Jahan Dotson block you. Can't happen at backer. A receiver can't put you on your butt. It just when that showed up on film in the meeting room, it's like, come on, bro. And I don't like linebackers that are on the ground. I don't like really any player that's on the ground a lot, but like if you're on the ground because of a receiver, can't happen.
Foots and Sky, can I be selfish just a little bit?
Be selfish, Law.
Can I just get Shamar James and Miroslav Fowl to just throw them out there in the deep end? By November, they will be ready. I can guarantee it.
I'll say this. Shamar James and to Sky's point about preseason, you said it still. Shamar James in his we had 3 preseason games still. 3, Law.
Yeah.
I saw more from him instinctually than I saw from him in the tape that I watched from him at Florida, which I don't know if that was like you saw the athletic. Yeah,
it don't match. His Florida tape definitely don't match with his pro tape on the preseason. But go ahead. Yeah.
No. I mean, bro, you said it's coaching still.
I think that's coaching.
Yeah. I mean, to me, you have the athleticism. Shamar James as an athlete, check. What I saw on tape was sometimes with overrun plays. I got this thing where receivers don't run yourself covered and linebackers don't run yourself blocked. Don't run yourself blocked. And he didn't do that. He did it at Florida, but it's like you said, the pro coaching, you start getting this pro level coaching, Borgonzi, like you said, still, and Flus. And, even the Damone Clark took a step in the pre. So I don't know if it was because the Cowboys brought him in. I don't know.
To your point, Shamar James switching up in that way, he's basically a ball of clay. So he comes into the league. His first linebackers coach is Flus and Borgonzi, whereas this is this is Murray's 3rd team, and I don't know how many DCs and linebackers coaches. And so he's already had 5-6 years in the league. I'm not sure what it is, and he's already developed that repetition. He's already developed that kind of muscle memory. It's probably harder to knock off those tendencies than it is for Shamar James. And you saw it. You saw it in week 1 with him for sure.
Yeah, no, and hopefully they. So here, let me ask you this. Still, we'll just segue this right into Maris Leofow, and then we'll talk about Jaden Blue, and then by that time, John should possibly be on. We'll talk about a few other things, but let's talk about this. Why do we think they were hesitant? We don't know, but let's just speculate. Why do we think they're hesitant on playing Leofow?
Good question. I thought he showed up well. I thought, honestly, we don't use the word Wally Pipp because he wasn't hurt, but I thought Leofow was going to take over that spot from Murray because he was just present, showing positive steps forward. I thought he played well. We saw one game, but well next to Jack Sanborn. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the veteran. Maybe he's getting paid $7 million.
Yeah.
So they're running him out there. And I know, there's certain aspects of the team right now where it's not politics. So it's kind of hard, but I can't ignore that there probably is some type of politics that happens with each team. Maybe this is the one for the Cowboys. It's Murray, because I didn't see anything in camp or preseason otherwise to say that Leofow didn't take that role. That was kind of odd. 6 snaps for Leofow.
Wow, 6 of them.
Was
and
it 6?
Them 6 was very valuable because he popped with them 6. I got a theory though. Yeah. Whenever you have the youth, it is easier to start with the old and then go to the youth versus going to the youth back to the old, right? So that's just my theory, Sky and Foots, that they want to give those guys a shot at it to see what the veterans can do. Kind of like to a point, and there's no shade at Jalen Tolbert, but it's kind of like to the point with Jalen Tolbert versus a Ryan Flanoy, or to a degree of anybody that's on this team, that they want to at least give the guys that's already been here or the veteran guys a chance. And then when it's time to pull them, it's no point of return. So if Murray keep wetting the bed, and as well as Sanborn or whoever, then their time they on a shelf life that's really thin. Whereas Maris Leofow, he's gonna be here for a while.
Yeah. I mean, this is not a bad thought. I mean, but you baseball 162 games.
Yeah.
NBA 82.
Yeah.
NFL 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long are you gonna wait?
But Jerry, but you got to say this though, Scott. Jerry, my money got to be money in, right? So I want to see my money out there on the field. I can't see it on the bench.
And that's the politics I talk about.
Yeah.
So that's more politics to me than meritocracy. So if somebody, and we can go. There's opposite ends of the spectrum or other sides to this here. Look at Mozzie Smith, the veteran, and he's not playing for the rookie Jay Toia. So if you're better, you're just better. Play the better dude is how I look at it. But in the case of Jaden Blue and Miles Sanders, if you're not consistent enough to be trusted, then that's a different story. They don't trust him yet. Leofow, what has he shown to not be trusted? And I can tell you what, they probably realized we made a mistake, and it seems like they're correcting it now with Maris Leofow, because they don't seem like they're waiting.
Yeah,
it seems like they're getting him in there.
I appreciate that. Go ahead, Law. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, damn, Sky counter is really good. Boy, I didn't know I got a counter. But yeah, you're right with the whole Mozzie thing. I think Mozzie, based off of your assessment there, he probably would never see a light of day.
So can I be honest with y'all?
Again, with the Cowboys silver and blue and the star on the side of the helmet. Go ahead.
Tip of the cap to this staff for doing this. Good staffs do some of this, because to be honest with you, I don't want to see Mozzie play. You have to, if you don't self-correct, if you don't self-scout, like as a coach myself, I was talking to Sky about some stuff off the record about with this team and little things, and it's like as a coach, sometimes you don't realize you're calling the same play. You're calling plays only to the left. You haven't called a play to the right. And the self-scout is this. The self-scout is, man, we got to punt on Mozzie. We got to punt on Murray. And that's okay. Those are the tough conversations where maybe Schottenheimer is not the like guy, but it is set amongst amongst the players, because hey, Murray they didn't give me an opportunity. Nah, brother, we don't, like Scott said, we don't have time. You know what I mean? And I think that if a guy's better, just because the front office likes you, that's where you're gonna have to say, guys, I love you, this guy has shown us more, and you can see the film. And then in those meetings where the front office meets with the coaches, we point to, hey, look at this. Look at him getting blocked by a receiver. Can't have it. We want to be a physical team. I can't preach physicalness. These guys are looking at the film too. Yeah, look at this. So to me, it's a great conversation to have, Law, because if Schottenheimer wants, sometimes. Oh, let me.
There he is.
Yeah, here's Johnny.
Sometimes
Johnny. There we go.
Sometimes we want to be liked. I've always said it's better to be respected.
Okay, no, I'm not.
And I've always said it's better to be respected. So, John, you came in right on time. Are we good?
Yeah, boy, John was looking good for a second on it.
Hey, and as always, here's
I already pressed it like 3 times.
Yeah, I was looking good. He was looking good. Come on,
good,
John, what's going on down there, John? Give us the rundown, baby.
You guys talk about Jerron Bland?
No, we were waiting for you. We were
waiting for you to give us that good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good. Hurt his foot in practice on Monday, so different foot from last year, but something that we didn't get Schottenheimer today because today was the day when we talked to the coordinators, and so Matt Eberflus was the one to give the update.
Hey, John, quickly, did they switch the dates for that?
Yeah, it used to be Mondays.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now it's Thursdays. That sucks. All right.
Yeah. I like it better on Mondays too. But Mike McCarthy was a coordinators on Monday guy, so it's back to Thursdays, and so basically, Matt Eberflus said that there's no timetable right now. That doesn't mean that they don't have an idea, but I don't think he wanted to say definitively. So now the big question comes to, I don't see any way that he would play this Sunday, and maybe not next Sunday. So that means who's your nickel, and that would mean that could be Zion Childress or that could be Reddy Stewart. So. I think that's what it comes down to. I also wouldn't count out Wanye possibly playing on the inside a little bit as well. So it might be kind of let's see how somebody's playing, and if they're playing well, leave them out there, and if not, let's move in somebody else. But it seems like that they're pretty confident with Kyer Elam and Trayvon Diggs on the outside, or as least confident as you can be right now. I think Trayvon's going to get more work than he got week 1. But obviously, Jerron Bland was supposed to be a big part of this, and now it's another foot issue. So it's a little bit concerning.
Right.
So I would say that's the biggest news so
correct?
far.
Different foot, correct?
Opposite foot.
Yeah.
Opposite foot, but DBs, man, your feet is everything. John, so give me the rundown on this. So Jerry will speak every Tuesday, right?
On the radio, yeah, Tuesday and Friday.
On the radio. So that's where we get who's going to start, who's not. And then Stephen Jones.
Yo, Lord, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Jerry gonna give us a rundown on who's going to start.
Jerry, I think Jerry and John, you might know this better than I do, but it seems like Jerry enjoys, letting people know, like, yeah, I'm in them meetings now. I know what's happening up in there. Like, come on, Jerry.
I don't even think that's debatable. I think that there's no question he enjoys that. So, no, he probably will give us a little update Friday morning, and find out where things are at with Bland. He's also a little bit more optimistic too. Yeah. When he usually gives those, injury things. So, Jerry might say that it's just for this Sunday and he'll be back next week, but we really won't know until we see Bland do some stuff at practice. But it would be a surprise if he played this Sunday at this point. I mean, he didn't practice again today. So, judging by that, I think it's probably unlikely that he would go on Sunday. And this is Mike McCarthy would have a Saturday ramp-up practice where, guys would be able to kind of give one last shot to kind of see if they'd be ready to go on Sunday. So there'd be a little bit more unknown with Mike McCarthy, like on a Thursday, Friday, because you didn't know what could happen on Saturday. We're going to have a good idea tomorrow by, the participation of guys and things like that. So corner could be a little interesting here. Wow. So maybe
can't catch a break, man.
Yeah.
I text Sky and I just said we were cursed. I'm gonna start sending y'all my cryptic Cowboys text so I don't tweet them. I'm gonna send you one too, John, every once in a while, just a cryptic
be a filter. But hey, I said this on Twitter. I said if there was ever a week though, if there was ever a week for DB to miss, boy, this is the one. This is the one against this Giants team, man. And I know we're gonna get into the film quick. What we saw, I'm okay with this one, John Foots and Law, but that matchup the following week, I think they'll be a little bit more tougher with that scheme and that aggressive quarterback, etc.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bears.
The Bears.
Ben Johnson will deliberately target Elam or whoever the hell.
I mean, Duran Bland or no Duran Bland, there's no excuses for not being Giants.
Right.
I mean, you don't beat the Giants, then everything has to be reevaluated for the rest of the season. Like,
we're gonna talk about it.
You can chill out on any play. They don't beat the Giants at home. You can stop talking about playoffs until they'd have to go on a little bit of a run of winning like 5 out of 6 before any of that talk needs to come back around.
John, what else is going on boots on the ground? I heard about Marist, Clayton Adams. Every time he talks, it's like a clinic. Just listening to him, how he explains the game. Did you pick anything up from the coordinators and obviously Schotty?
Yeah, it sounds like that Leofau is going to play more, than he did, and as he should. And I would say Eberflus made it seem a little bit more likely that you could see Mozzie being active than, let's say, Jerry sounded on Tuesday. So I wouldn't automatically rule that out, but I don't know. If I was betting, I'd still say that Mozzie's probably inactive again. So
can I ask y'all, who would y'all take off the field for Mozzie? Everybody on the panel.
I think it's just it's how you feel between him and Jay. If you
I thought Jay Toya
was fine.
I put one of our users in timeout. I'm sorry, Big Sarge, because when I start talking scheme, you start spewing lies. Jay Toia was fine. We're not gonna.
Real quick. I just have to say this. There are little things that happen in life that I don't know, like, and it doesn't have to just be sports, but just there's things that happen in your life where you'd be like, oh, I'm glad that happened because that lets me know that you don't have a clue of what you're talking about. This game about Dak Prescott is absolutely that. It's so great because the numbers don't look great, in terms of the stats. So it's a perfect game for people that just look at the stats and stuff like that. And they're like, he didn't play great or whatever like that. I'm like, okay, well, you don't know what you're watching, but thanks. Next person. Anybody else?
Yeah. John, I tell you, I got upset about the Jay Toya comment. It hit me because, and I'm not perfect. Sky wasn't on here because I know Sky he played well.
I thought he was.
I don't know what people and even like, to be honest with you, if you're talking about a litmus test of a top 3 offensive line, right? Top 5 offensive line, Philly, right? I think that you say, okay, if you get to home, I think Flus could have maybe sent a couple more pressures, 5-man, some Sims.
Right.
Cool. But I mean, bro, like, now to John's point, we're about to get into what the film says about the Giants. You go out, you lay an egg, and you look crazy versus them, then yeah. Hey, John, I want to ask you and Scott, Sky, you weren't here. Is there any, Schotty with the boom boxes and the different celebrations and everything to have energy? Have we started a season in that way where the guys were that dialed in versus a great team in a long time? I think that energy kind of transfer. What say you guys to that?
I can just go ahead and say this though, Schotty. I don't know why I call him Scotty. Schotty looked like he was well prepared for going up against the Eagles, right? And just even talk about just Jay Toya, right, on that defensive line versus the Eagles. That's his hardest test. Everything else is easy down the stretch, So I wouldn't even touch the Mozzie situation, right? I'll just continue to rotate him with these two, with Kenny Clark and Jay Toya, and keep it moving from there, because this is a well-prepared team. We are a well-prepared team opposed to what we've been seeing in the past. So I love the way Schotty had prepared his team. We just didn't execute on a few plays, but outside of that, if it takes that much to lose a game, we are in good shape.
That's a good point, Lo.
Yeah, I really didn't think about that with the energy because I don't care about it in that game. You got issues if you're not up for that game. It's the first game in the NFL season, Thursday Night Football. All you've been hearing about is how Micah Parsons got traded. You're playing the defending Super Bowl champs. There's issues with you. You don't need boom boxes and stuff to get up for that game. This game will be a little bit more telling. Noon, Giants, a team that you're used to. I mean, you don't really lose to very often. Dak's won 13 in a row against them. So, and it's not like we saw anything week 1 where you're like, oh, nope, they've kind of turned the corner. Like you definitely saw stuff last year from Washington where you're like, yeah, this is a better Washington team. This team has turned it. Because for a while there, it was Washington and the Giants were like, well, let's be honest. This is a Cowboys versus Eagles division. And then they're the next notch down. But you've seen how the Commanders closed that gap and how good they were. Like there's nothing week 1 from the Giants that makes you think they've closed that gap. So let's see how they respond and act this game. The one difference I will say from Shotty that stood out to me from maybe his impact, different from years past, is that I go back to only the 4 penalties. I thought that was pretty good. They seemed pretty disciplined, and that has been an issue for this team for several years. And so I thought that might have been something that if you want to give him credit for, that would be it.
Offensively, I mean, I always believe Dak comes out confident against Philly, but there was something different about just the offensive confidence. And I always go back to, the confidence comes from the preparation. Shouts out to my guy, B. Burr, who said that. I think they were confident in this manner because of how they prepared to play this team. Now, maybe that won't be for every week, but I don't see how it changes this week if you watch that Giants game. But I think they're not just confident in the opponent they're playing. They really, truly believe and are bought in. And speaking of the offensive side, bought into what they're doing. And you could argue defensively once, they settled down and figured things out. Granted, we did have the delay, and I think that affected both sides. And it helped both sides, I should say, defensively. I do think they're bought in on that side, especially up front. I don't want to keep going back to the Homazi thing, but I think one of the main reasons why, outside of just not being good enough right now, is that he doesn't play with the same intensity and energy as those guys. You see it. Those dudes are playing like rabid dogs every single snap. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen for Mozzie from time to time, but I'm talking down in, down out. These guys are playing with their hair on fire. And I think that consistency that coach talks about, that's what he's getting at. You can listen to Flus. Man, we just need to, that's all it is. We just need consistency. Now, they're not telling us the details, but I guarantee you that consistency is play after play after play after play, which is why White Cotton said, we're going to rotate dudes because we want you playing with your lungs on fire. So I think they're just dialed in and balled in on both sides. For the defense, didn't come out on fire as much as the offense, but I don't think it was because they were just getting whooped. They just lost, Jalen Hurts, and he was converting with his legs. That's the tough assignment you got to deal with those mobile quarterbacks. But I just think they're bought in, y'all.
Man, good stuff. Yeah, I completely agree, Sky. They kind of let Hurts sneak out the back door a few times. But even in that, they were getting upfield. I thought the knockback was good. Hey, I want to get to the Giants offense and defense, guys. But before I do, let's talk about Sleeper. Sleeper is an app that if you want to have some plays, you want to do some cool stuff, Sleeper. I mean, have you guys used Sleeper? Like, have you guys tried it out?
Yeah, I was in a dynasty league with Sleeper for years, man. And now they've started doing the pick'ems. And so that's pretty cool too. But he did the 100% deposit match up to $100. I mean, you can't really beat that out there. So it's one of the best, I think, apps out there fantasy wise.
And I think if you use code name, let's
HMA, baby, HMA. Go ahead, roll that.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code HMA. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Hey, Sky. Yeah, shout out to Sky. You're gonna have to give me some tips on Sleeper. I do a little bit of parlaying here and there, but I know you one of them ones, so maybe we'll talk about that after. But I mean, hey, the thing I do like about the app? It's a clean app. Sky.
Yeah, it's very user friendly. One of the most user friendly ones.
I like it
more or less. It's
law
simple, but yet complex.
Yeah. So now you can get people, if you're not even into sports and you just want to try stuff. Those be the people that hit.
Right.
But I mean, the app is really cool, and thank you, Sleeper, for sponsoring the channel. Okay,
brother Vach, man, he just shot a raid over here, man.
It's a raid, a salt and pepper raid.
Shout out to you, Lombardi, and shout out to everything he's doing over at his Crown Global Goats over there. Sky, we're gonna start our segment. what does the film say? And John and Law, you guys are going to agree, disagree. If you want to fight, let's fight. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be much to fight about with this Giants game.
Yeah, try and tell me you think the Giants are a really good team. We can
let's go. Hey, you know what? I think Russell Wilson.
Somebody take that side of the argument.
Hold on. Here we go, John. Here we go. No. Time out. I'm going to sell you on Russell Wilson, okay?
Oh, we finna fight. Go ahead. Come on.
Come on.
I'm trolling.
With the Sierra husband. Come on, go ahead with it. You know.
So here's what I had in my notes, guys. I'll take the offense, and then Sky, you can give me your offensive thoughts with the film says, and then we'll do defense. So listen to Russell Wilson, guys. The problems and the issues, he'll never just come out and say anything bad about anything. Like when I listened to him today, they asked him about would he get benched, and his response was like, "Oh no, we haven't even talked about it. We're focused. We got the right group of guys." And I'm just listening, and I'm just thinking to myself, Russ, the axe up, bro. Just stop. Russ, you a great person, great stepdad. Shout out to you being a parent. Shout out to Sierra, the whole nine. Okay, God, my heart. Forgive me. But the point is, sometimes you just want people to say, man, I just ain't playing good, and we ain't playing good, and it's been like this for a while, and I wasn't good in Pittsburgh, and I wasn't good in Denver. I said this the other day. There's a reason why Sean Payton moved on, and why he didn't care about the money, John. Remember, they ate that contract and was like, it's over.
As he should have.
As he should have. So what I see on film is Russ is a shorter quarterback, guys, and he's not as athletic as he once was. He won't step up in pockets. He won't throw the middle of the field in a discussion. So now what's happening is I'm watching the Commanders, and they had Kinlaw just pushing the pocket. He couldn't escape. He was bailing. The receivers weren't getting separation. The schemes weren't working. And I got to tell you guys, this may be the worst offensive line in football. I haven't seen all of them.
You buried the damn lead.
Keep going. Keep cooking for it.
That's what happened. John Michael Smith hasn't been great. The right guard, Evan Neal, couldn't beat him out. He was a former first-round pick, and Andrew Thomas isn't playing. Everybody else is backup quality guys. They're D-League players. So that's what I had. Obviously, Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson is a nice player. Neither of their running backs scare me because they just can't run block it. So that's what I saw on offense. Sky, what did you see on offense?
Yeah, I won't go into super detail. I'll start with the headliner. That's the offensive line. Super mismatch here. Look, we didn't get a whole lot of sacks last week. You could easily get 3 or 4 of them things, even with Russ being a little mobile. I think the difference is Hurts is more athletic. I think he's smarter and better with it, and he has a better offensive line, right? This offensive line is dreadful. There's nowhere on this offensive line is there a strength, and their weaknesses is your biggest strength, the interior. Like, they are bad on the interior, and you got some dogs, rabid dogs. In fact, I think they're going to push the pocket so well in this game that you'll get some sacks from some of these edge defenders. So I think it starts right there. If they can't contain the Cowboys' front four, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what else happens here in this game because the Cowboys aren't going to run a bunch of man. They're going to drop back 7. They're going to make Russell Wilson have to scan through the field, and he was jittery as hell when he had to do that.
Right.
He got happy. He was getting all across the pocket, and the most confident he was when he threw the moon ball shot to Malik Neighbors. Yeah. That was pretty much it. He didn't have any attempts to Darius Slayton deep. Wan'Dale Robinson quick, short game. This is a typical Brian Daboll offense. You'll get a lot of window dressing, post-snap action. I like the discipline I did see in week 1 with the Eagles versus the Eagles. It'll be a little bit more of the window dressing this week for sure, but it starts up front. If the Cowboys can't whoop on them defensively, we're in a world of hurt moving forward.
No doubt. I'm just going to say this, though. Watching Russell Wilson makes me appreciate Drew Brees even more. Drew Brees was a great point. Well, of course, Dak even more. But I'm saying that, like, Drew Brees on the short end, shout out to Drew Brees was able to just do the same thing, but better, right? And we're seeing Russ at the end of his career is that he probably need to hang him up. He got 2 balls. The deep ball and the short and the cheap one, right? No intermediate balls if necessary.
Very necessary.
That's very necessary. But Malik Neighbors is somebody we still have to pay attention to because of the simple fact that he wanted to show up in this game, right? This is a stadium game. He's going to be inside the stadium. This is going to be up to his likings to showcase something. But I don't think that Malik Neighbors is enough. Tracy, he's good, but they don't have enough to block up front. So this should be a game, Sky, Foots, John, that we put the foot down on.
The foot,
Russ, we got to, because we got to showcase that we can blitz, we can create pressure from the interior. And by this porous offensive line, we should be able to eat and see the fullness of Matt Eberflus defense. And it's all about getting in rhythm. And defense is something that can carry from one game to the next. I think that this would be the calling card for our defense to shine the most in this game.
And there's a lot of new pieces with that defensive line room, not just on the edges, but I mean, Kenny Clark played well, Osa played well, but, Solomon Thomas, all of them, like they got to still get used to playing with each other. So this could be a great game for them to really start clicking. So I expect at least one of them to have a big game, if not two or three of them. And then on the edge, like I just think coming off of playing Jalen Hurts, I don't think you're going to see some of those plays from Russell Wilson where all of a sudden the pocket collapses and he's sneaking out. I think that they've kind of over pursued a little bit on Jalen, led to those big plays in the first half. I don't think that Russell has that ability, first of all, but second of all, I don't think that you'll see them make those same mistakes here. Like I think if they get a chance, they'll finish, including if you bring Trayvon Diggs on another blitz like they did in that game. I think if that happens again, now as I understand it, I don't think he's ever blitzed in his professional career.
I don't remember.
So I think there'll be more opportunities for that, especially if the front four isn't getting home. I think Eberflus will do that stuff, especially in the second half of games. If he has to get pressure going about it a little unorthodox, I think you'll see more of that.
All jokes aside, schematically, and I wasn't joking, by the way, but respectfully, let me say this. Schematically, Brian Daboll, short game. They are going to be quick game, fast game, short game, probably right out the gate. You can tell they were like, okay, we can't handle this Washington football people's defense line. And as I'm watching this game, I'm laughing a little bit because I think going into the season, you might think, oh, well, yeah, Cowboys D-line, we don't know. I'm watching this Washington D-line. I'm like, I mean, they got Javon Kinlaw balled up. He's a beast, right? They have Jerron Payne, but I'm like,
Payne, yeah.
I kind of like our whole room better.
And we'll see tonight against a better O-line. We'll see a better O-line and how Washington really is.
And I'm watching them rushing. I'm like, they don't really got a lot of fire. Like Frankie Louvu is there. We don't have that just yet. We're hoping that turns into Izraku. But they don't got a lot of juice. You hope. Hey, pissed off Dante Fowler, right? Dante didn't have a good week one. Didn't go back to Washington. You hope you get a Dante Fowler revenge type game. I think we got more juice. I think our interior, just as good. I'm be real. Clark and Osa, I think they could cause some trouble, y'all.
That's a good assessment there. Just another quick nugget: the Giants didn't score offensive touchdown, and Russ led the team in rushing.
I have that on my graphic.
So like, that's just. Hey, also, I want to give a shout out. Somebody just hit me up on Twitter. We look good on this little whatchamacallit. Shout out to you, Devin Escobar.
Shout out to Devin.
Watching, man. We interacting. We appreciate you. What say you the defense, Sky? I'll let you go first, and then John, if you want to fight, and I got a few thoughts on the defense as well, schematically.
Okay, so defensively, a little bit more optimistic on that side of the ball because they're front. I talk about Cowboys front against that. I think our offensive line is much better and much better equipped to handle them. The only thing is, it's the inverse, where our weaknesses are the tackles, their strength. I know Dexter Lawrence is there, but they have more bodies they can throw at you, quality bodies on the edge, lots of speed, lots of bend, lots of athleticism, and Carter, Burns, and Thibodeau. So I think that's going to be a challenge when you drop back. Dexter Lawrence is always a challenge. I mean, what more can you really say about the guy? He was Dexter Lawrence. But you just have to keep throwing two guys at him. Cowboys did it a whole bunch last year. It worked, but sometimes it didn't. Same thing with Washington. They threw two guys at him. When you try to combo and get to the second guy, if you leave Dexter too early, Dexter can get off you. Boy, Biadasz was fighting for his life. I forget who that right guard was fighting, but you're going to do that. You're going to fight for your life against Dex.
Yeah,
but he's one man. And he couldn't stop them. Those running backs over there in Washington average almost 7 yards a pop. And granted, one went for 42. but they still were very, very successful on the ground. And I think you'll have to be able to run the ball pretty well, not because we can't throw the ball. I think we can throw the ball, but they're going to try to play a lot of coverage. They know they can't deal with this. They played a lot of man, I think, in week 1. I think top 10 cover 1 man. But you cannot do that against the Cowboys, brother. No. You cannot do it. Like, if you want to do that, all that nonsense with George Pickens in week 1, he ain't going to be out there with shitty effort this week because he going to eat on Cordell Flott if you want to go cover 1 and double CD Lamb. So I think we'll have to run the ball. I think we can run the ball. And then whenever they decide to want to play man like that, you just tear them up. I don't think they have good enough corners to do it. I know they have, was it Holland in the back end and Nubin? Talented guys, but they didn't look great in week 1. It's all about that front 7. It's all about that defensive line.
What I saw, I wrote down attack Paulson and Debo. Nice player, but attack him at corner. And then also, Cordell Flott. I don't know if Deonte Banks, how many reps he's going to play. I remember watching him very closely at Maryland. Good player in Maryland. Just hasn't quite hit in the league. And then I got a note, Sky, losing Micah McFadden really hurts their run defense. Like, you could see, and I think he played like 3 plays and then he was out and they brought the stretcher out. So the run defense, like the second level tackling, just was not good. And another thing is this: you can run at Kayvon Thibodeau. Burns is a get up the field guy.
Yeah.
But you can definitely, if Thibodeau's out there, and even I love Abdul Carter, but he's a rookie, NFL strength, I would be trying to run at their ends. You know what I mean? Like stretch runs and reach blocking Sky, and having, Clayton Adams, Sky, I could have cried watching our tight ends run that split flow, and we're coming backside and smoking those ends, and you giving Javonte Williams those 2-way goes. Do that, because they don't have the linebackers to tackle. I'm sorry, Sky.
No. I just laughed because Foots. I have in my notes. I didn't say it because I have a whole nother show I'll be doing too. But I said, I think we can play powerball with them, but however, I'd play powerball attacking the edges with some pulls, counters, and traps. Yeah. So that's so crazy. You talked about that, and we haven't even talked. We had the same thought process in regards to the tackle.
Cliff did a good job of it, Sky. Yeah. He did a good job of using baits to crack them, and they just didn't feel it. And I'll tell you this: that's where you value having a Marshawn Nealon, right? A defensive end who feels when he's getting reached, feels when they're trying to pin down Law. And he'll play those blocks well. They didn't do a good job of that.
They didn't. The only thing is that Bobby Okorike, what's your thoughts on him? Because he's like their tackling machine. Yeah. He's a good player. Fit. And my thing is, of course, I gave all of the flowers I can give for Tyler Booker week 1, but now it's a premium guy, Dexter Lawrence.
But you don't single him. You don't leave him one-on-one with Dex. Like,
okay, I think still protect him a little bit.
Not running the ball. I think in pass pro, I'm okay. Honestly, it's running at him. You need to double Dex.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely would double. I think it was something like 80-something%. They doubled him last year with Cooper Beebe and them boys and Zach Martin. I think that was the highest double team rate. I think Dex last week was the second most double player.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just the game plan every week for any team, no matter who you have in there. I don't. Sans Larry Allen maybe, but you're going to need to double them. So they're going to have to be very good on their exchanges. You heard Coach Clayton Adams talk about. I don't know if he was giving an example in this game or just in general when he said, "Yeah, sometimes you come out and you realize, okay, we have to. I don't want to use the word dumb it down, but we can't be as complicated with the scheme because these guys aren't quite getting it yet, and they may have a disruptor." Dex is a guy that will make Clayton Adams go, all right, let me chill out with all this kind of cutesy post action. I'm gonna let Dex up the field and trap. Like, let me just duo his ass up out this hole real quick. And then, you know what I mean? Because if you try to play around with Dex, he will definitely create and move the line of scrimmage and make plays in the backfield or allow someone on the second level to shoot the gaps there.
So are y'all three are comfortable like meter from scale of 1 to 10 on Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele on the edge? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you guys give them? Because these edge rushers are still edge rushing. Go ahead.
Better edge rushers this week than last week. So that's going to be the challenge for sure. That's the biggest.
I would go with 6.
You go with 6. What about you, John?
I'm not scared, but it's a thought.
It's a thought, right? Because we've seen Tyler and Terrence when they go bad, they go bad. But
well, the rookie Connerly from the Commanders struggled. Like Burns had his way, and honestly, had they had Micah or they had a spy out there for JD, a few things. And if you watch the film, I know a few things is the Giants' second down defense. Awful. Like you got these guys in 2nd and 15, 2nd and 20, like twice or something crazy, because the Commanders had a lot of miscues, man, and they would let Jaden sneak out, or they would run these deep hitches to Sky's point. They don't trust their corners. So on 2nd down, they started playing a lot of zone, Law. Well, all Debo did was go down the seam and sit down, or Terry will run these deep comebacks, and then boom, he's sitting in those windows, and it's a first down. I'm like, you guys just gave up the chicken. It was 2nd and 20. We got y'all to field. So to me, I do worry about the edges if we're getting it bad down in distance, Law. That's where I worry about the edges.
I think you got to help him out. I think you got, I was looking at, and you can actually tell me this because you know the coordinator probably better than I do over there in Washington. Almost exclusively, they operate out of shotgun.
Yeah. They all Cliff runs.
Yeah, all Cliff. Yeah, Cliff, I can't remember his name. All shotgun. So, even when you're running, they do the pistol and things like that. They have to do so much action, because you're in shotgun. You have no other way to disguise what you're doing. It's a college offense. Yeah. So what happens is those edge rushers, they're going to treat every play like a damn pass. Yeah. So they're just fine up.
Good point.
Where the Cowboys are going to be under center a little bit more. I looked this up because I wanted to see the discrepancy between last year and this year. Javonte Williams, when he ran the ball, 67% was under the gun. Rico Dowdle was 53 last year. So you saw more under the gun in week 1. You're going to see more play action from that. And what that is going to do is hold those edges. So you got to help out the tackles a little bit, get under the gun sometimes, mix it up. And we're going to throw some guys at their knees. We're going to do some play action so they can't just fire straight up because, just watching Guyton against Thibodeau last year was rough.
It was rough.
That's a tough matchup, brother.
And let me just add this in before John go or what have you. Jaden Daniels was 19 for 30, and he had 3 sacks. He got sacked 3 times, and he had to use his legs.
He scored 21 points, bro.
He could have been sacked more. And he ran for 68 or 70 some yards. So I'm just looking at it like Dak, he's not going to be able to be. I know Dak is more cerebral and going through his progressions. I get it. People going to put Jaden Daniels still ahead of Dak because of some crazy stuff.
No.
But you guys get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about what that when we get there. But I'm just saying that
if Dak is going to play like the Eagles game, Dak will be in the running for the MVP. I text Guy, said, I got to get my apologies ready because he looks bouncier. But here, there's only maybe Josh Allen who is doing the stuff pre-snap as far as getting guys lined up, knowing where to go with the football, getting from 1 to 2. He dialed Philly up, bro. Yeah. He dialed Philly up. And that's a good scheme in Vic Fangio. It's a top 5 coordinator in the league.
But I was just gonna throw in the fact that if Jaden Daniels wasn't mobile, he would have had about at least sacked 5 or 6 times. So that's all. I'm only playing devil's advocate to this point, so we make sure we cover every blade of grass when we going up against these Giants. But go ahead.
I think there's 2 different schemes too, though. I think in Cliff's scheme is very much quick. He has, I feel like a screen built in every single damn play. I think it's more college half read offense where there's going to be an answer in every play for Dak. There's going to be he understands. He knows I'm not mobile like Jaden Daniels. So if it's not there 1, 2, I go to 3. If 2's not there, I go to 3. If 1's not there, I go to 2. Dump it off, get the ball out, step up. I think this offense is still going to look very smooth like it did. It's just a matter of finishing. All right, you can't do touchdown, field goal, nothing. So it's going to be a matter of punching that thing in. So I think they can move the ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have no reason to doubt that. You guys did a good job covering the Giants. I don't care about them, to be honest with you. It's been a decade of this. I'm serious. It was like that with Washington. When you do something to command the respect, which they did last year, then you respect them. But it's been like a decade of this. And maybe just because I go to all these games and you're going to twice a year, I need to see more. Like there's 2 things with the Giants. I look at the schedule and I go, their defensive front is nasty, as some part of their team should be, because when you're not good for like a decade, you get high draft picks. So eventually you should get good players somewhere. And then Malik Neighbors, who he is on the injury report with a back. Was a little limited, but he's expected to be, he's going to play in the game. But Neighbors is the only thing on offense. As I told you guys the other day, massive indictment on the entire franchise with how well Daniel Jones played. I know it's only one game, but there was a long time there where I'm like, well, he's probably part of the problem. I don't know how he's definitely not anywhere close to what I originally thought he was part of the problem. What they're doing at quarterback does not seem like it's something like they got this thing figured out. But your coach at the end of the game, not even saying who the starter is the next week, real bad look for a coach who's top 2 or 3 on the first coaches to get fired. There's just not a lot there for me to go. Like, honestly, it's an indictment on the Cowboys if they don't play well. Fair. And then when you go to the Cowboys offense, like, there's no way CD's having back-to-back games like that where he's dropping just catchable balls. That's not happening. And I just don't see a way that George Pickens only has 4 targets. I mean, that's going to be a big part of the game plan is get him involved. I just don't see that happening again as well. And they're not happy with the way they ran the football. So that's been an emphasis this week as well. So I don't see how the offense comes in there just riding high like they just took care of business in Philadelphia. They should be a very motivated bunch. And
I agree.
The defensive line for the Cowboys should feel the same way. They didn't get nearly the pressure that you were expecting. I haven't heard anybody say this, but if I'm some of those edge rushers, I'm a little pissed off that they even bring in J.W. and Clowney, whether it was just for a look or not. Like I'm sitting there going, no, I'm good here. I don't think you need to be bringing. We got 4 guys here, maybe even 5. There isn't another guy needed. So I think that front will be fine. So the only concern I really have is the Jerron Bland not being out there because he is a constant. You're used to having him on the field, not having him out there. There's going to be a little bit of, some question marks at corner, but we knew that in training camp, and so, but all rest, I mean, and especially like a home opener like this and how bad that I think that they really need to get a win for Shotty, like to start off the season and how bad they played at home last year. It's not like they're coming off one of these years where like, oh yeah, they've just been rolling at home. They'll just kind of show up and go through the motions. I don't see any of that happening with this team. And so that's why I'll be shocked if they lose.
Yeah, I'll add something to it, John. We just got to call what it is. The Giants are a bad team, bad organization. And I said this, I don't know. I know we don't want to talk too much Giants, but I don't know for the life of me what the thinking was bringing Brian Daboll back. And here's why. Okay, he's on a super hot seat. Like he could, like you said, top 3 to get fired, easily could be fired mid-season, right? The problem is the whole organization is made mistake after mistake after mistake. You look at, it goes back to drafting. They flopped on Will Hernandez. They flopped on John Michael Smith. Then you bring in a quarterback for this coach, but you may fire this coach. And so your next coach. And so I say all this to say, when you see Malik Neighbors come undone in the first game of the season, that tells you all you need to know about this football team.
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care. Let me tell you. We don't care.
Good. Okay.
We need to win.
Good.
We need to win.
Not messing with you, man.
But no, honestly, we do need to win. But it's just I think
Ball brought it up in the chat. It's low key a must win game.
It's a must win.
Yeah.
I know they not good, and you said something here, John, where I saw a couple of my brethren talk about trap game. Trap what? 0-1. You have not won. We may have, as fans, been encouraged with what we saw, but as an athlete, as a competitor, that shit don't go through your head. Excuse my French, but anybody that's competed, you're not thinking about, hey man, that was a hell of a cool little trick play we did, or a hell of a run that you lost. What is there to be going into week 2 with your chest out about?
Yeah.
You need to go into week 2 trying to dominate and get a victory. There is no such thing as a trap game 0-1 after you really should have won at that. Right? Like you should have beat that team. So I'm just No,
I really don't got time for these team employee types that will sit there and say, it doesn't matter. Like, why do you look down at the end of the schedule? Like, a lot of things can change at the end of the schedule. Yeah, okay. Look at the end of this schedule. Well, how many dominoes need to fall into place to where all of a sudden it doesn't look daunting? Like, it literally is just, you get into end of November, Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders. Like how many players are going to get injured for all of a sudden we're like, oh no. They're going to win 3 or 4 of those games. Like that's a lot of injuries that are going to have to happen.
Yeah, get this one. Yeah, you got to build Brown.
You really should have got last week, but you definitely have to get this one.
I don't know if you've heard that. Like team people in the league don't like the whole like when the schedule comes out and people doing the wins and losses. So like, a lot can change. Whatever. There's not a lot. There will not be a world that we live in where that back half of that schedule, you're just like, yeah, no, that's pretty easy now. Like I didn't realize all these guys were going to get hurt. A couple teams might, but man, that's still that's daunting. So you better get 4 or 5 wins early in the year.
I'll give you one more reason why I need to win before we watch this Thursday night game. By the way, rivals, anywhere between, I don't know the exact number, anywhere between 7 to 11% of teams that start 0-2, only 7 to 11% make the playoffs. You want to play, if you want to try to beat the odds, you probably should win. You don't want to be going up against 89% potentially, of trying to make the playoffs starting 0-2.
Yeah, get that first one. And I'll say this. Actually, let's go around. Let's get our prediction. Let's get out here. So for me, I'm gonna go. Let's
just do the supers. Do the supers. We all think Cowboys win. Do the
Cowboys win. 34-10, baby.
I got 35-10. That's crazy, Law.
Oh, come on with him. We sync with
I haven't done scores in years, but I'm on a different show now, so this will be fun. I'll go Cowboys 27, Giants 9. They'll kick 3 field goals.
Thank you for the 4. Yeah, I like that one, Sky. 24. Yeah. They don't score. They don't get in the box. I love it. John? I don't understand how you can have a trap game. Oh, John, what is your whatchamacallit?
No, I'll go 28-10, but would not surprise me at all if you're right on like 35 or
they don't score points.
Yeah.
Haven't last year, haven't this year. They just can't get in the box consistently.
Their box.
Yeah. I don't understand how this can be a trap game.
I mean, Russ clearly can, but
when y'all are wild. I don't understand how this can be. You can have a trap game after loss. Everybody thinks your team is not good. No, hey, solid duck. Thank you for the $5. I mean, this is not a trap game. This is just a must win. Sky said it best. Go win the game. You want to be who you're supposed to be. Be physical. Go punch on these guys and don't stop. Raid from Vach, Salt and Pepper Lounge. Thank you, Vach Lombardi. Shout out to Brian Broadus, everything they're doing over there, and shout out to you, Sadiqa Charles. And I think that's it. Oh, one more. It's not a must win, it's a must dominate. I like this. It's a must dominate. This game shouldn't be close. It should be Milton. Hey, if you get up 40, put them in. But I'm with you, John. I like this $5. I agree. And John said it best. We're not going to sit here and we talk about the film because we want to give you guys the what to watch for. You're a better team than this team. Go win the game.
I have no time for the after the game Jerry Jones outside the locker room saying something along the lines of
I like how we play
their players too. I got no time for this. Sorry.
1:00. Eat your food. Get ready for Sunday Night Football. All right, guys. It's your boy Foots as always. Thank you guys for liking, share, subscribing. Skywalker Steele, John Machota, Law Nation, the best podcast in the world. Get ready for some football, and we will see you guys next week. That Law.
Yeah, and remember, we're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
Who got the drop? There you go. Yeah. One more time. I'm gonna do the dab with you.
Yeah.
Okay. That was hot. We did it, baby.
We did it.